Here's what I've learned from streaming over the past 3 years. Niche versus variety. This is specific to the gamers. When you first start streaming, should you specialize in one or two games, or should you just dive right into it with variety? There are pros and cons to each approach, but in my experience, it usually is more beneficial to start off with a niche. Well, think about it from a viewer's point of view. When a viewer first pops into your chat, they're likely to jump into your chat because of the game you're playing. If you keep switching games, it's unlikely that that viewer will actually stick around and watch for you. Once you start to know one another and really build a community, then at that point, they'll be more open to following you along to whichever game you play. Because at that point, they're invested and you're invested in the community that you built together. Now, this is not a one-size-fits-all approach. Of course, you could start off with variety, but in my experience, it's a little bit more difficult to gain traction in the beginning. You can't be friends with everyone, but you can be friendly to all. Now, what do I mean by that? What I'm trying to get here is that your friendships with people will differ based on that person. There are people that you'll click with more and connect with more, and others that you won't. And that's perfectly normal. Our time and our energy is limited, and it's just not feasible to be friends with everyone. And even if you wanted to, personalities can clash. And once again, I want to emphasize that that's perfectly normal. Not everyone will vibe with everyone. But the last part of that point is that you can be friendly to all. I'm a big believer in that kindness does not cost anything. So just be kind to one another. Be authentic when you network with other streamers. Don't pretend to be invested in their community for your benefit. It's pretty easy to tell when someone's trying to take advantage of the community that you've built. Spend some time getting to know other communities, and if you vibe, you vibe. And if you don't, you don't. Don't try to force anything. At the end of the day, there should be a sense of respect among streamers. Imitation is the sincerest form of flattery. That being said, it's perfectly fine to be inspired by others, but make your stream your own. If you see something that you like in someone else's stream and you could see yourself integrating in your own, then do so, but put your own twist to it. There are so many cool things you could do with streaming these days that you just need to do your own research. At the end of the day, you don't want your stream to be a copy-paste of someone else's. Try not to compare yourself to others. Trust me, you'll never be satisfied. If you start comparing things like number of followers, concurrent viewers, etc., it can just lead to unhappiness. Just because someone else is growing at a faster rate than you does not mean that what you're doing is wrong. Keep doing what you're doing. Of course, there's nothing wrong with self-reflecting and figuring out what you can do better for your stream, but don't do it because you're trying to compete with someone else, but rather because you want to build upon what you already have. Be mindful of streamer etiquette. The last thing you want to do is come off as disrespectful or rude. That means if you're streaming with other streamers, please mute your microphone when you're talking to your own community. Similarly, be mindful of self-promotion. The last thing you want to do is go into someone else's stream and just drop your link uninvited. Even saying something like, I'm live, but I'm lurking, can be seen as a form of self-promotion. And even when you're streaming with a fellow streamer, be mindful of your language as well. I'm not saying that you should change who you are, but maybe just accommodate a little bit depending on who you're streaming with. Streaming has its highs and its very real lows. Not every stream will be a banger, and sometimes you wonder why. Throughout it all, it can be a challenge to keep your mental steady, but you really do have to try. Otherwise, your emotions may get the best of you and you might think the worst. There are just so many factors that go into how many people watch your stream on any given time, so I wouldn't worry about it too much. And I guess an additional point here is don't let yourself get governed by your analytics. Although data can paint a picture for you, it's not everything. Just keep yourself in check, remain consistent, and trust the process. Imposter syndrome. It will happen. At the end of the day, anyone can stream. It doesn't take a degree or even any professional experience to hit go live. But you may ask yourself questions like, am I a real streamer? Do people even care if I stream or not? Am I just wasting my time? Ultimately, you just have to remind yourself that you clicked on that go live button for a reason. Whatever that reason may be, it's valid. And just because you might be starting out does not mean you're an imposter. If you're interested in potential partnerships, sponsorships, or even game codes, go for it. Believe in yourself, your channel, and your community. And at the end of the day, you don't have to have a huge following in order to be eligible. Now, I'm not saying that metrics like that don't matter. They do, but to an extent. At the end of the day, you and your community bring value. As long as you're able to communicate what that value is, there's potential. And when it comes to game codes, look at things like Keymailer, Lurkit, gaming agencies that all provide codes to creators of different sizes. And what's the worst I can say? No? You literally have nothing to lose. Audio, in my opinion, is the most important element of any stream. If you enter a stream and the audio quality is terrible, it's very likely that you're just going to leave. This goes for elements like your microphone, but as well as your overall stream audio levels. You want to make sure that all your audio sources are balanced. This includes things like your input device, alerts, game audio, and more. Now, of course, it doesn't hurt to have a visually appealing stream as well, but audio comes first. Build your stream's quality up over time. You don't have to have the best equipment from day one. I first started streaming off my console. Then I moved on to a crappy laptop, and I had a basic Blue Snowball microphone as well as a Logitech C920 webcam for the longest time. And when it came to lighting, I eventually picked up the cheapest key light available on Amazon. Just continue to build and invest over time. In my case, I did really get lucky with an Elgato partnership in the sense that it really brought my equipment up to speed real quick. But had that not been the case, I would have just continued to build over time. Get used to yapping. Yap, yap, yap. Especially in the beginning when you may not even have much of a following or viewership, it's important to just keep talking. Whatever thoughts pop into your mind, just say them, as long as they're appropriate. Don't be afraid to talk through the game and talk through what you're doing. Even if that's to no one, someone might just pop into your stream and hear nothing and decide, I'm out of here, they're not talking. And even if you do develop a larger community, they won't always be actively chatting. So even during this downtime, it's just good practice to get in the habit of yapping. When it comes to streaming, lurkers often make up the backbone of any community. If you're not familiar with the term, these are people that will actively open up your stream, leave it on in the background while they do something else. Naturally, you love to see when your community gets engaged and chats away. But it's not always a realistic expectation. People lead busy lives. I know that firsthand as someone that works a full-time job, raises a 5-year-old daughter, and streams in the evenings. Balancing all that with enough sleep can be tricky. At the end of the day, you should be grateful for those people that think of you and open up your stream. Seeing your viewer count on stream can be detrimental. You might want to consider streaming with your viewer count off. Now, this comes down to personal preference, of course, but this is my rationale. For me, I truly do believe that if you have 1, 5, 10, 100, 1,000 people, it really shouldn't matter at the end of the day. And what I mean by that is in the sense of what you deliver. Whether you stream to 1 or 1,000 people, it shouldn't dramatically change your stream. Now, of course, with larger numbers, your chat engagement might also be higher, in which case you have to adapt. But how you behave and how you stream should be consistent. Oftentimes, that viewer count can get to your head and really affect the way you're feeling on stream. If this sounds like you, then maybe you should consider turning it off. Keep your streaming software nice and neat. Whether you're using OBS, Meld, or something else, try to keep everything well organized. This doesn't only look cleaner, but it also helps you in both the short term and the long term. Short term, you might improve the performance of your PC by not having redundant elements on your streaming software. Long term, it's just easier to find what you're looking to replace or change. So do yourself a favor and stay organized. And if you're looking for inspiration, I actually do have a video on it called 5 Ways to Best Organize Your OBS. And there are also many other videos on the topic as well. Be efficient with the tools that you have available to you when it comes to clipping and sharing funny moments from your stream. Something like OBS Replay Buffer is super easy to set up. Then if you add a hotkey, pressing that key will allow you to save that clip locally. And if you want to get fancy, something like a Stream Deck will surely help you. For me, I actually have a key that will save the clip locally, create the clip on Twitch, and even add a highlighter in the moment in the VOD. This ensures that I have clips from my stream the moment they happen, and I can always refer back to them. At the end of the day, you can ask your chat to clip that, but I guarantee you they won't catch everything. Are you having fun? Because if you're not, it's easy to tell. Now, don't get me wrong, there will be times where you stream and you really don't feel like it. Real life happens and all of a sudden you find yourself with low energy and low motivation. But you decide to push through. Sometimes this works, sometimes it doesn't. But at the end of the day, this is supposed to be fun. Even if you're a streamer with income as a primary motivator, you still need to have fun with it. There's a reason you got into streaming in the first place. So do yourself a favor, loosen up, and have fun. Don't get caught up in the bubble of streaming. Streaming is but a microcosm of our world. There's a real world out there. Everyone has some very real priorities in life that they need to get done IRL. So if you'll allow me to be stereotypical here, touch some grass. Now, of course, for a lot of us, that streaming space is very important to us, and that's fine. But it can be very easy to get caught up in it. And the next thing you know, you're disregarding everything else in your life. Don't let it get to that. If you made it this far, I hope you got something out of this. It did take me quite a bit of time to record and put together, but ultimately it was a project that I truly believed in. Now, at the time of this recording, I have no idea how many people are going to see this or how the reception is going to be like. And to be honest, when I was making these videos, it's not something that I truly concern myself with. I just wanted to put this out there, and even if it helps just one person, I'll be happy. And I guess if I had a final message, I would just say, keep doing what you love. And also, it's not that serious. Much love, Omniscient Wolf out.